Hi there, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about thermostats. Here we've got our range of thermostats. They all basically work on the same principle, and that is that there's a container of wax which sits in the cooling system, and what happens is the wax, when it gets to the right temperature, it will expand so much that it forces out a pin that's inside, which opens a valve. That's a very basic version of the way they work. And what happens is when it's cold and it's not expanded and the valve's not open, it will block the flow of the coolant round to the radiator. When it opens, it will allow the coolant to flow through the radiator and cool down. And then when it obviously reaches the cool enough temperature, the wax will contract again and the valve will close, and then it will cycle over and over and basically maintain a specific temperature. They all work in pretty much the same way, but obviously they're different fitment, different applications. So we'll start off with the earliest one. This is a RH9143. This is fitted to 6-cylinder cars, Bentley Mark 6s, R-Types, Silver Wraith, Silver Dawns. This is a 78-degree thermostat, so this is designed to open at 78 degrees. Originally, this would have been a longer thermostat. We've redeveloped it so that it actually fits in the same housing as the later one, which is for S-Types and Silver Clouds. So they're basically identical now, except the Cloud one opens at 88 degrees, and the Mark 6 and R-Type and Dawn and Wraith one opens at 78 degrees. So if you're in a particularly hot country and you've got a Silver Cloud, you may wish to put a slightly lower rating thermostat in it so that it cools down earlier, and vice versa. If you're running cold, you might want to put an 88 degree thermostat in your Mark 6. So those two thermostats are now interchangeable. So then we move on to the V8s. This one fits, I believe, the S1 6-cylinder engine and also the S2s and 3s, which are V8s. Then you move on to the Silver Shadow range, or the Silver Shadow V8s, which go all the way up to the Spirits Turbos Arnage Red Label. This is a PG58252PA. It's an 88 degree thermostat, and it fits in the same place that this one does, which is a UE36600. The difference is, as you can see, this one has got these kind of lead pellets in it. This one does not. These are a fail-safe so that when it gets so hot, if the thermostat was to fail and it causes the engine to run so hot, that it will actually melt away these lead pellets and cause some flow through the radiator. So you won't get a complete shut-off coolant. Nowadays, people will prefer to run the UE36600. Also, we've got this, which is developed, which is the same thing, but again, the 36600 is an 88 degree thermostat. This is a 36600 78, which is a 78 degree thermostat. So the same fitment, but if you find your car runs hot, you're in a hot climate, something like that, you can fit a 78 degree thermostat and your engine will run cooler. We don't advise this is fitted to anything later than a Silver Shadow because they can be a bit more sensitive with the running temperature. If you put that in a car with electronic fuel injection and it's not running at the right temperature, you can cause fault codes and all kinds of stuff to come on, so it's not recommended that you do that. But also potentially you might be covering up another fault reason why the engine's running hotter. So it's worth looking at that closely. Then we move on to this thermostat. Now this is the Arnage 2, which is the twin turbo. So this one runs all the way from kind of 1967 up until 2002, 2003. And then I think in 2000 the twin turbo came out and they slightly changed. I mean, it's a similar looking thing. But it's actually, if you know about the late Zytec engines, the thermostats are not easy to get to because you have to remove quite a lot off the top of the engine to get to it. Whereas on an Arnage T, they're right there in front, a couple of 10mm bolts and easy to access. And then also the earlier V8 thermostats, they have a paper gasket, and the bolts for the thermostat housing it's common that they break just because there's a lot of corrosion around there and they seize in there. This one seals on a little rubber lip that goes around the thermostat and sits in a recess in the housing, and there's like 10mm bolts hold it down that seem to be a lot better. This one is the last one in our range here, which is fitted to the green label. So because the green label is more of a BMW designed engine, you can see it's a completely different looking thing, but that's what's fitted to the V8 in the Arnage green label, which is BMW design. So that's our range of thermostats. I hope everyone's understood, and if you've got any questions, please feel free to comment below. Thanks very much.